Hello students, welcome back to our Science and Technology digital class. In our previous video, we have already started with lesson number 7, Energy Flow in an Ecosystem. In the last video, we have learnt about ecosystem and its factors, types of ecosystems, food chain and food web, trophic levels and energy pyramid. I hope you all must have written all these important points in your notebook and also have read the lesson very well. Let's begin with our next part. Just now the rainy season is going on. How we get the rains? Yes, in previous standards you have already learnt about water cycle. Just observe the picture. Whatever water is there on the earth, that water evaporates because of the heat of the sun. The water which is present in the form of snow, in the seas, lakes, all this water evaporates and these water vapors get cooled down and they form the clouds. From these clouds only we get the rains again. So it is a nature's rule that whatever it is given to us by the nature, it is recycled by the nature again. Biogeochemical cycle. Same like water cycle, many nutrients which are given by the earth, they all are recycled by various biotic factors which are present in the food chain and food web. All these food chains and food web play very important role in ecosystem. These food chains and food web, they are necessary for the recycling of the nutrients. Just observe the picture which is given in the textbook, page number 84, figure 7.5. Biogeochemical cycle. Students, all of you know that our earth is surrounded by atmosphere, hydrosphere and lithosphere. All these spheres, they interact with each other, that is nothing but known as ecosphere or ecosystem, and this is nothing but known as biogeochemical cycle. So though the energy flow in an ecosystem is one way, the flow of nutrients is cyclical. In the last video we have learned that the energy which is flowing from herbivores to carnivores, from carnivores to apex consumers and from apex consumers to decomposers, it is in one way. But the nutrients which are flowing from one member to the another, it is cyclical, and this is known as biogeochemical cycle. All organisms need nutrients for their growth. So just mark the definition in the textbook. The cyclical flow of nutrients within an ecosystem is called biogeochemical cycle. Just mark this definition, first paragraph on textbook page number 84. Nutrients necessary for the growth of organisms are continuously transferred from abiotic to biotic factors and biotic to abiotic factors. Just observe the picture again. This cycle operates continuously through the medium of the biosphere formed by lithosphere, atmosphere and hydrosphere. Basically, there are two types of biogeochemical cycles. They are gaseous cycle and sedimentary cycle. Gaseous cycle means the gases which are present in the atmosphere, that is nitrogen, oxygen, all these gases get recycled, they get transferred from one member to another in a gaseous way, and that is known as gaseous cycle. Sedimentary cycle is related to the minerals which are present in the earth's crust, such as iron, calcium, phosphorus, etc. Just mark all these in the textbook. All these things you must write in the notebook also. The first cycle which we are going to see is the carbon cycle. Just observe the picture. Also mark this in the textbook, page number 85. The main circulation and recycling of carbon from atmosphere to living organisms and after their death back to the atmosphere is called carbon cycle. Abiotic carbon atoms are circulated and recycled into biotic form mainly through photosynthesis and respiration. Students, you all know that green plants prepare the food with the help of carbon dioxide. They take the carbon dioxide from the surrounding. At the same time, all the living organisms, when they breathe out, they give out the carbon dioxide. So, breathing, and that is respiration, and photosynthesis are two main processes which takes place in carbon cycle. At the same time, the factories, the vehicles, they give out the carbon dioxide. So, these carbon dioxide get into the air. Then when the living organisms, that is living animals, get died, their bodies get decomposed into the soil. So at the same time, carbon again get recycled, again get back to the nature. So it starts from photosynthesis, then the respiration, animal respiration, plants also respire. At the same time, factories give out the carbon dioxide. Then dead organisms and waste products, they give out the carbon in the various form. So all these things, in this way the carbon is recycled, and so this is known as carbon cycle. So students, the carbon which occurs in organic compounds is included in both the abiotic and biotic parts of the ecosystem. Now students, all of you know that in our body we require proteins, carbohydrates, fats as are important constituents of food. So all these compounds contain mainly carbon. So carbon is a building block of both plant and animal tissues. In atmosphere, carbon occurs as carbon dioxide. Through photosynthesis, plants form carbohydrates that contain carbon and emit oxygen, which is used by animals for respiration. Plants are consumed by animals for derivation of energy. So students, just see how the carbon get flow from the nature to the animals. Both plants and animals release carbon dioxide during respiration. Carbon is returned to the soil in the form of wastes from animals and plants and in the form of dead matter when decomposed. Now students, again just see the figure. As I said that factories give out the carbon dioxide, vehicles give out the smoke. So all these things, as it has been increased the industrialization, growing population, the pollution has also increased a lot. And because of that, the proportion of carbon dioxide in the nature has been increased and it has disturbed the carbon cycle. At the same time, we all are facing the global warming problems. So all this is related to carbon cycle. Now we will see main processes which takes place in carbon cycle. The first one is photosynthesis, that green plants prepare the food with the help of carbon dioxide and water in the presence of chlorophyll and sunlight to form carbohydrates, water, and they give out oxygen. So the chemical reaction is 6CO2 plus 12H2O gives out C6H12O6 plus 6H2O plus 6O2. The another process is respiration. All the living organisms, that is plants as well as animals, breathe out and breathe in. They breathe in oxygen and breathe out carbon dioxide. So the process that takes place in the mitochondria of the cell. All this part we have learned in 8th standard. So the process is C6H12O6 plus 6O2 gives out 6CO2, that is carbon dioxide, plus 6H2O plus energy. So because of respiration, the food is broken down by the help of oxygen to give out carbon dioxide, water and energy. Just mark all this in the textbook. Same like carbon cycle, there is one more cycle which is known as oxygen cycle. Just refer your textbook page number 86. Oxygen forms 21% of the atmosphere. It is also present in the hydrosphere and lithosphere. Circulation and recycling of oxygen within the biosphere is called oxygen cycle. Oxygen is continuously produced as well as used up in atmosphere. So students, same like carbon cycle, the oxygen cycle is also very important in our life. Just observe the picture. Green plants, they will prepare the food and will give out the oxygen. Same oxygen will be taken up by the plants as well as animals and they will breathe out carbon dioxide. Again that carbon dioxide will be taken up by the green plants. So oxygen is recycling over here. Now not only the photosynthesis and respiration but some other processes also takes place in oxygen cycle. Students, you all know that if we burn the wood, what we need? Yes, we require oxygen for burning. Without oxygen, we cannot burn anything. So, combustion is very important process which requires oxygen. Along with that, there are some other processes also for which oxygen is necessary. So, there are some microorganisms which may require oxygen for respiration. They are known as aerobic respiration or aerobic microorganisms. But there are some other microorganisms also which do not require oxygen for respiration and they are known as anaerobes. Just mark in the textbook, do you know? Page number 86. Most microorganisms use oxygen for respiration. Such microbes are called aerobes or aerobic. Microbes which do not need oxygen are called anaerobes. Oxygen is important for the synthesis of proteins, carbohydrates and fats. It is also used in various chemical reactions. Now students, you all know that in the envelope of air, that is in the atmosphere, ozone is also present. This ozone gets formed from oxygen itself only. What is the use of ozone? Yes, the ozone layer absorbs harmful ultraviolet rays which are coming from the sun. These ultraviolet rays can cause skin cancer. So this ozone layer is a protective layer around us. As I said, that same like respiration and photosynthesis, some other processes also takes place in the oxygen cycle. Which are they? Yes, two kinds of processes takes place in oxygen cycle: biotic processes and abiotic processes. Biotic processes are respiration, photosynthesis and decomposition, which is done by microorganisms. Abiotic processes are combustion, rusting, that is rusting of iron, and corrosion. Corrosion, yes, we have already learned this in 8th standard, that the metals like iron, silver, they get some layer on the surface, even the copper also, and that process is known as corrosion. Just mark all this. Same like oxygen cycle, the next cycle which we are going to learn is nitrogen cycle. In our atmosphere, which gas is there in the maximum amount? Yes, nitrogen only. Nitrogen makes up about 78% of atmosphere. This type of nitrogen, are we breathing? No. But this nitrogen is also necessary for us because it is present in proteins, carbohydrates. This type of nitrogen is not usable by organisms. It must be transformed or converted into a usable nitrogen compound. Nitrogen is essential for our life, which create proteins, DNA, RNA and promotes plant growth. Now what is DNA? We have already learnt. Deoxyribonucleic acid. What is RNA? Ribonucleic acid. Now just observe the picture over here. The green plants or the legume plants, the plants which are getting the pods. Just see here, they have shown the picture of groundnut and pea, green peas. These are nothing but the pods. The roots of these plants have small cluster like things on their roots, nodules, which are known as root nodules. In the root nodules of these plants, they have colonies of bacteria. That these bacteria are useful for the plants. What these bacteria do? These bacteria convert the atmospheric nitrogen, the nitrogen which is present in the atmosphere, into nitrogenous compounds. And this nitrogen is taken up by the plants. And when we eat such plants, we get the nitrogen. Now just observe the picture over here. It is showing nitrogen cycle. Now this nitrogen cycle is little bit complex as compared to carbon cycle and oxygen cycle. Just observe the picture. During the thunder and lightning, the nitrogen which is present in the atmosphere get combined with oxygen to form nitrogen oxide or nitrogen dioxide. These two oxides get mixed with water and they come down along with the rains. When these rains fall down on the ground, it gets absorbed by the soil. At the same time, as I said, the green plants, which are the leguminous plants, which are having the root nodules, these plants absorb the nitrogen which has been mixed in the soil, and they prepare the food by the method of photosynthesis. This food is taken up by the animals, and when the animals give out various waste products, as well as when animals get died, their bodies, when they get decomposed, the nitrogen is again recycled to the nature. So basically here three main processes takes place. First one is nitrogen fixation, by which, as I said, by the thunder and lightning, the atmospheric oxygen get converted into nitrogen compounds. These compounds are taken up by the green plants, and so that process is known as nitrification. As well as when the green plants are eaten up by the animals, it is known as assimilation. Then, as I said, when the animals give out the waste products also contain mainly the nitrogen, and this nitrogen is again returned to the nature, and that process is nothing but known as denitrification. So the important processes which takes place are nitrogen fixation, assimilation, ammonification, nitrification and denitrification. So nitrogen cycle is also important in our life. So here we have completed our lesson. Following points to be written in detail in the notebook by the reference of your textbook. These are food chain, food web, meaning with examples, energy pyramid, biogeochemical cycle and its types, carbon cycle, oxygen cycle, nitrogen cycle. For these cycles, you all will write the main important processes which takes place in all these gaseous cycles. I hope you all must have understood the lesson. Read the lesson thoroughly, mark the important points. Thank you.